Hi, happy Sunday. I am here in the office. Typically, we normally are closed on Sundays, but I'm here to answer all of your questions. We are doing a live Q&A so that I can answer some of the most asked questions, the ones that I repeat every day. If you have a question, I have a list in front of me, but if you have a question that you would like to ask me, you can post it in the comments below and hopefully I will see them. I'm also watching on my computer as well. And you can answer, ask the questions that you want when you get on here. And if you are rewatching this and it's not live, you can still post on this and I will respond. So, my name is Trish. I own Pineview Homes in Winslow. We're right on the Augusta Road, 499 Augusta Road in Winslow. We sell single wide, double wide, and modulars from 3 different manufacturers. We sell Clayton, Ritz Craft, and Eagle River. We've been in business since 1955, and I'm actually the 4th generation owner of the company. First woman, but 4th generation. We are an all-female staff here inside the office, with the exception of my husband, who runs the outside crew and does all of the outside stuff as well. Let's see, what else can I give you for generic information? We still have houses here for you to tour on the lot. I have 2 modulars from Ritz Craft, 2 double wides from Clayton, and then I normally keep anywhere between 8 to 12 single wides, 14 wide and 16 wide here. We do a lot of 16 wides. So if you, like I said, I've already said this before, but I can see a couple more people jumping on. If you have questions, you can shoot me a message. Or you can literally just say hi so that I'm not talking to myself because I was really nervous that I was going to have to do that. I'm also going to catch your questions here on our Facebook as well. So if you see me looking at that, it's because of that. So I hope everyone's having a great Sunday. Let's just dive right into it. The first question that I have that I get asked all of the time is what's the difference between a mobile and a mobile/manufactured or a modular. People call them trailers, single wides, trailer homes I've heard recently. Anything that is considered mobile, single or a double wide, goes on a 6-inch reinforced cement slab. Anything that is considered a modular actually has a carrier underneath it that the home gets craned off of the carrier and put onto the full foundation or crawl space. So that's like the biggest thing is that when you do a modular, you are doing a full basement. Hi, Shane. You are doing a full basement or crawl space, and that could be 3 feet, 4 feet, or 8 feet, 10-foot basement walls. So that's like the biggest difference. A lot of people say that double wides and single wides only have, they're not, they have those strips on the walls. You can't get drywall. That's not true either. You can get drywall in single wides and double wides. I actually have a single wide here, and a double wide here that has drywall in it. You do pay extra because drywall is standard in my modulars only. Also, 512 roof pitches are standard, which means a higher pitch on the roof. My doubles and singles come with a 312, and my mods come standard with a 512. Yes, we do offer in-house financing for our used homes, and I do have 2 right now, a double and a single. We don't do rent to own anymore. It's in-house financing, like I would be carrying the mortgage like a regular, lender. If you're looking for banks for new, I have a lot of banks that finance mobile and manufactured and modular everything. And that's one of my questions as well, because people think that you can't get these financed, which I've been here a long time, and if banks didn't finance them, I'm not really sure what I'd be doing. So, why might a manufactured home be built then stick built? Well, all of the homes, singles, doubles, and modulars, are built in a climate-controlled environment, meaning they're built inside a major factory. They're all third-party inspected at the factory. And so you have your plumbers, electricians, your engineers, all working on the house. It does get stamped prints at the federal level, at the state level. Everything is triple checked before it leaves the factory. Yes, sometimes there are issues. That's why we have a warranty. I mean, there are humans that are working on them, so human error does occur. But as opposed to stick building a home outside in the elements, in the weather, you know, who's double checking the person that's building your house. Sometimes there's not always a code guy right there to like watch every step of everything. So that is very, that's like the biggest part for me. Climate controlled environment. How many times has it rained or snowed on your house, you know, in your walls, on your insulation, you know, that kind of thing. Yes, Ken, you can fill out a credit application, or it's actually called a rental application, but I take it as credit as well, on our website, which is pineview1955.com. So you can head right over there and fill something out. Let's see. The other question I get, are manufactured homes built for Maine weather, and will I be safe and warm in it? Obviously. Some of these questions are very obvious and some of them aren't, so I'm still going to answer all of them. Yes, you are safe and warm in a manufactured home. They have the most insulation now. Even 5 years ago, the houses are very, very different than what they were before. For example, Clayton sells the E-Built Special, which is max out your insulation in a single wide and a double wide. When I say max insulation, the R value in the roof is 38, 21 in the sidewalls, and R 27 to 33 in the floor. My mods, that's totally different, you know, kind of scenario, but the R value is very, very high as well. They're built to a BOCA code, where my singles and doubles are built to a HUD code, which is a federal code. So yes, they are built for Maine weather. Every dealership gets to bring the homes in differently, so you do have to be very careful about that. I always tell everyone to compare apples to apples, just because, you know, one dealership is selling a floor plan and the other dealership is selling the same floor plan does not mean that it can be brought in the same way. We do everything 2x6, 16 on center construction, 40-pound roof load. That's not the minimum here in Maine, but that's what I do. House wrap, wind wrap, ice and water shield, OSB. There's a long list of Pineview standards that every manufacturer has that I work with, that goes into every single one of my homes. That is not the same case with other dealerships. So if you have a friend that purchased another home from another dealership and their price is significantly less, it's probably because there's a lot of stuff that's been taken out of the house that maybe you don't know or you can't see. So I'd be really, really careful about that. Every dealership should be giving you an actual home quote breakdown. So at Pineview, if you quote a home with me, I give you the actual like PDF version of everything in the home broken down. How it's built, the appliances, the electrical, the plumbing, everything. So that's really, really important. Hi, Sydney. Yes, so I cannot get anything formally ADA, like I can't stamp it ADA. What I can do though is there's 36-inch doorways I can add throughout the whole floor plan. We can make roll up, you know, bath vanities, you know, put the microwave in the island. So those things that I can do, definitely showers. There's what's called a barrier-free shower, and it's does not have like a lip. In my normal fiberglass showers, they have a lip. It's a barrier, hence the name. Funny, I know, but barrier-free. You can roll right in. The one thing that they don't do, but they can provide, is grab bars. They won't install them at the factory, but you can install them on site. They also do high-rise toilets. Just trying to think what else I can do. Yeah, linoleum throughout. I typically do that anyway, so like no carpet if they're in a wheelchair. And we can space out the island, so we can move the island away from the kitchen so there's enough room for them to get all the way around it. So those are a couple of things that I normally do anyway, just because I have those tough conversations with my customers like, are you going to be living here 20 years from now? You're 50 now. What's your life going to look like when you're 70? I want to make sure that, we're touching on all those topics, even though that's kind of uncomfortable sometimes. But yes, no, I do not have any of the rock skirting. That is called Rapid Wall. It was built or manufactured in Pennsylvania by a family, and they went bankrupt during COVID and they no longer offer it. So it's a hand-painted concrete mixture on an R5 insulation. So I don't have any more. The other color or style that they had, it was like a dark brown brick. We don't have that anymore. I do offer Rapid Wall, which is an R8 insulation value. It's wrapped in vinyl. It does not come in patterns. It only comes in gray, tan, and white. It's a thicker insulation. Same comes with the automatic vents that are the same, but it's different. So if you're trying to piece together something you already have, unfortunately you have to reskirt the house because they do not offer that anymore. People have been asking me for a couple, I want to say the last 2 years. I don't have any in stock here. Okay, you're welcome, Sydney. Let's see. What was the other questions? What manufacturers do you represent? I already talked about that, but I will say that we are number one in the Northeast with Clayton Homes for an independent dealer. I sell their singles and double wides, primarily their 16 wides. I'm I like selling their 16 wides. They're really good quality and price. You cannot get modulars from them currently. They're only doing singles and double wides. So if you are looking for a modular, I could do Eagle River or Ritz Craft, which are both family owned companies out of Pennsylvania. Eagle River is in Leola, and Ritz Craft is in Mifflinburg. And that's where I was this week doing a tour, looking at the factory, looking at some of their show homes, which as soon as I have pricing, I'll be posting pictures on Facebook here. I did look at a couple of their modulars that were very, very nice. Let's see, commercial stuff. If you're looking for duplex, I will have a duplex here next year on the lot for you to look at. I will be selling duplexes. I can get them as HUD, so double wide, meaning it goes on a cement slab. And I can also get a duplex for a basement, if that's like a modular, if that's what you're looking for as well. I will have updated pricing. And actually a house here you can look at, which I'm really, really excited about. This is the first year they've been able to do duplex double wides. HUD had never approved it before, so I'm really excited about that. I like having weird, different, unique stuff here on the lot. Can Pineview finance your new home? Like I just said, I do not do new home financing in-house, but I have a very hefty list of banks that I work with. Some of the top banks we do are Kennebec Savings Bank, which is our bank, Bangor Savings, New Dimensions, and Maine Savings are kind of like my top ones, but I also have Revolution Mortgage, which is a great company to work with. They have an awesome team that is really organized as well. So please do not think that there are no banks that will finance mobile homes. That is a myth. That is a terrible stereotype that I have been fighting for the last 10 years that I've been here, 13 years I've been here. We have a list. I actually keep on my desk an entire stack of business cards with all of the banks that we work with. So if you have a specific bank that you want to work with, I have a specific loan officer I like to work with, then I will definitely let you know. You can message me anytime for that list and I can get it over to you. It is also on our website. I will be updating it because anytime that I have a bad experience with a lender or my customer has a bad experience with a lender, I do remove them from my list. I don't like keeping people that are unorganized or the process didn't go smooth or the loan officer, there's a lot of changeover with their personnel. I don't like banks like that. And I am very picky. I'm going to keep my energy up. Do I require a down payment? Yes, I do require a down payment. Most dealerships in the state of Maine require 10% down. I do not. I only require $1,000. And that is if you're buying an $80,000 single wide or a $280,000 double wide or modular. I do not require 10%. It is reflected in my contract. So when we do the contract, it will show earnest money deposit. And I do have to show the bank that there is a deposit made. And I have to show proof of that. It is refundable if something happens during the process. If you have your land falls through, your financing falls through, a death in the family, all of the situations, I've heard them all. Then yes, it is refundable. It is not refundable at the point where the home is ordered, work has already been done, handled. That is not refundable at that point. Do prices of your homes include site work? No. The price that I do, which I do things a little differently, I don't do base plus options. I do as shown pricing. So every home here, almost every home here, is customizable. I've customized it. I've brought it in. I've picked the colors. I've looked at the decor. I've looked at the options. So I do as shown pricing, with the exception of some Claytons, which there's not a lot of customization on the Claytons sometimes. If you're doing the Epic, the experience, the journey, a tempo series, there's a handful of options that don't really reflect the pricing or change the pricing, I mean. So they're as shown pricing pretty much. I can do a paper napkin drawing of a floor plan. Ritz Craft has an on-staff engineering department that is pretty quick. I mean, like a week turnaround for an engineered print is fairly good. In the busy time, I don't know if it'll be a week, but that's what I've seen recently. So that is doable. Site work in regards to the contract as well. I have a set list of contractors, just like I do with my banks. There are certain contractors that I like to use and certain contractors that I will not use. We are an all-female staff. I did say that earlier. And if I have contractors that are rude, to Lauren, to Bickle, to me, anyone here in the office, they get removed off my list. I am pretty in touch with contractors. Lauren's pretty in touch with contractors on a daily basis. I have my core group that I like to use, but if your brother's an electrician and he's going to do it for free, then yeah, that's absolutely who we want to use. And we won't have to include that in the contract unless there's actual money that's going to be owed. So I don't force you to use my people, but I definitely have suggestions. Do I take trade-ins? The trade-in process has been in place since the 60s. In the original ledger that my great-grandfather did, he used to take things and trade. So we do take trade-ins. The year does matter to me. If it's a pre-1976, there's grant programs we can take advantage of as opposed to trading in the house. That's too dated for me. Sometimes in the 80s, they can be a little bit dated. It is mostly based on condition. I did get a 1969 house a couple years ago that was just in perfect condition that I did give some money towards. And then I've seen some homes in the 2000s that have not been taken care of at all. Soft floors, leaky roof, if you're skirting, if you're using T111 skirting, wood skirting, it's not vented, you're basically rotting your home from the inside out. So, you will have soft floors, condensation in your windows. I don't really care that much about cosmetic stuff, but I do care about the actual structure of the house. So I do take trade-ins. I do come out and look at the trade-in. Please do not ask me for a price off the top of my head. I will never do that. I'm not an appraiser though, and I also will never give you a price that then you can turn around and sell on the market because I'm not a licensed appraiser. So if I'm coming out to give you a price for the house, it's because you've picked out a new home, and I don't have to have priced that ahead of time, but I know you're serious about getting a new home through Pineview, and I personally drive out with my husband. We call it date night. And I come and look at your trade-in and give you a price for it. That is reflected on the contract, just like your deposit. So you actually will have a line item. Let's say it's $15,000. Let's use dumb numbers. There'll be a $15,000 line item, and that gets taken off the price of the house. It does not matter what the new house is. I've done single to single. I've done a single wide to a double wide. I've done a single wide to a modular. I've done double wide trade-ins. They are very, very rare. And that's because they are very expensive to move, haul, reset up, everything like that. With that being said, I do have a double wide right now. It's a 2003 Titan, 28 by 66, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. And I have a 1993 Skyline, 14 by 72, 2-bedroom, 2-bath. And both of those are for sale. And I will be posting information this week on Facebook about those. Let's see. When are the models on your lot open for viewing? So here in the office, we're closed Sundays and Mondays. We are open Tuesday through Saturday, 8 to 5. If I need to meet with you on a Sunday or Monday, I can do an appointment. That's fine. During the week, all of my houses are unlocked. So if you want to come here, you are on camera. And if you can find the cameras, you should wave at them because I do think it's funny when customers do. But yes, my houses are unlocked. You can look at them. There's some information in them and sometimes there's not. And that's because if I've come in over the weekend, some people like to throw things, rip up papers, just make a mess. And so I'll go a little bit without putting paperwork in the house. It's just because it's more of a hassle for me. But we have information all over our Facebook, all over our website. If you're looking for a floor plan, I have hundreds of floor plans available. So the easiest way to get a hold of me, honestly, is here on Facebook. You can shoot me a message on there and I will respond to you on the weekends and when we're closed. Let's see. Do you need an appointment to talk to someone? I would prefer that. I'm in and out of the office. It's based on my schedule, my family's schedule. If Lauren's here, Lauren is our service coordinator here. She is in and out all the time. She was gone a lot this week, actually, when I was gone. So it was Vicky Bickle here in the office by herself for some time. So I do prefer appointments. I like to know a little bit ahead of time what I can get ready for you. And appointments are just easier to manage our schedule and stuff like that. I do have kids and I have a kid that comes off the bus right here at the office and I have one that I have to go pick up at daycare. So appointments are they're just easier for me. What time of the year is the best time to start the process? As early as possible. Right now, I have people coming in wanting to start the process and be in before Thanksgiving. That is impossible. I am fully booked for the rest of the year with the exception of a couple of single wides if your site work is already ready. If you're looking at raw land right now, I unfortunately cannot help you with that. We're fully booked this year already. If you want to start in the spring, April is going to be our 70th annual open house. I've not picked the dates yet, but I really need to, and I need to start planning on what we're going to be doing here. So if you are looking to do something and take advantage of like our open house deals, our open house specials, any of that, then you definitely want to start in January. I love quoting houses in the winter. It's so easy because you and I can sit down and go over everything that you're looking for, everything that you want. Hey, Ashley, everything that you want. And if it is really custom, I want to make sure that we take the time to look over the colors, look over the options, make sure you have everything in place. I will have to reprice it before we go under contract if a couple of months have passed, because unless you put a deposit down, the price could change. So price increases happen all the time. Thanks for the love. Whoever's giving me hearts, I appreciate it. So that is something that I do. It does take a while. You know, I don't want you to get stressed out and have to pick out a house in like a week's time, because you're going to forget things. You're going to not remember that you want to do this, want to do that. So it does take time. So I like doing things in the winter. If you want to be in for like our first deliveries normally start May or June, depending on if your site work is ready and if roads are unposted. Road postings do affect our industry greatly. You can't get concrete in, you can't get any big trucks in. We can't deliver houses on posted roads. Posted roads meaning the town does not allow you to have heavy weighted trucks on the roads because the ground is too soft. It's going to ruin it's going to ruin concrete. It's going to ruin tar. It's going to ruin the roads. So they post them, meaning there's a sign or heavy load limit signs, and you cannot haul on there until the sign is removed. Sometimes that does take a while, and it depends on the type of weather we're gonna have this winter and spring. I heard the Farmer's Almanac, Caterpillar, whatever, said that it's supposed to be a very wet winter. So that means that maybe my deliveries for the spring might get pushed back to June or July. And that's unfortunately just the way it goes. I cannot control the weather. As many people think that I cannot control the weather. I cannot control when it rains or snows or any delays in regards to the weather. Bianca asked a question. We came in the yes, so either one actually, because I have two mods across the street. I have the Legrand 1610 from Ritz, and I have the Modern Living Series house with the roof pitch. One's a 512, one's a 312. They call it the Banks house. I designed it, so they named it after me. Yes, I can get both of those as a 4-bedroom. So please don't ask me the price because I don't know that off the top of my head. And I would have to figure out which one you wanted as a 4-bedroom and where you wanted the other feet. So if we're adding a 4-bedroom on the back half, I would have to add that same square footage, so like 10 feet, to the front half somewhere so that both the halves match. But that's a question I can definitely get worked on. That's not a problem. I also have other 4-bedroom floor plans from Ritz Craft, unless you really liked like that design front and that those options, like that kitchen layout and stuff. But there's a lot of 4-bedroom modular plans. So yes. Let's see, what else? How long, no, what am I responsible for as a buyer in your process? So I do not do, the one that doesn't have the porch in the front. Oh, okay, the Legrand. Yes, I can get that as a 4-bedroom. Yes. I don't know the price off the top of my head, but I can ask. And there's also 12 other Legrand floor plans because it's part of a series. So you could pick one of the other floor plans. Might be easier to get a 4th bedroom on. So there are options there for sure. Also, please feel free to ask questions at any time, just a reminder. So what are you responsible for as the buyer? So Pineview Homes does not do any utility connections or any site work. You do have to contract that out. I do have my husband who works for me. He does excavation. We can do tree removal. We can do driveways, septics. So that part, yes, we can handle, but he goes and meets you. He does a quote, and that's included in the site work line item. The prices that you see for my homes on the cut sheets they're just home only prices. So they're not set up prices, if that makes sense. So if you're looking at, like, let's say the Legrand is around $270,000. That's home only. That is not including the heating system because modulars do not come with heating systems. That's only prep for hot water baseboard. And then you would have to do your water, sewer, electrical, your foundation, tree removal, driveway. So you're looking at probably another $100,000 in site work. So total, my mods normally come in turnkey anywhere between $350,000 to $400,000. Now your single wides require well, septic, driveway, tree removal, slabs, and then all of your connections, water, sewer, electrical, heating. Those normally can be anywhere from $40,000 to $50,000 in site work, but it really honestly depends on your own site. It really depends on if your driveway needs to be fixed, if there's telephone poles involved, if there's ledge, how much gravel do you need? It's very hard to guesstimate what a total package is because it is based on the home that you're getting too. I mean, if you're getting a 1-bedroom 14 by 40 or you're getting a 4-bedroom 16 by 76, those are totally different as well. So it really is up to your individual scenario and house that you pick. I already mentioned you can be your own. You can use your own contractors if you don't want to use the ones that I suggest. Totally fine. My feelings will not be hurt. What do you include in your pricing? My singles and so my singles include delivery up to 75 miles, blocking, leveling, hurricane tie downs, and I give vinyl skirting installed. you can upgrade to the rapid wall insulated skirting, and I can give you a credit for the vinyl. I do not do stairs. I have fiberglass stairs available to us, and I really don't like them. I could use the word hate, really. They are not very good in the winter. They're very cumbersome. Like, I don't like delivering them to customer sites. They're not very pretty. I can't customize them at all. Like, they still have the metal railing. They only come in white. So I personally don't like them. I have customers that hire contractors to build wooden stairs. I don't have the availability to get wooden stairs. And especially if you're getting a double wide or single wide with a slider, you're gonna want a deck anyway. So it doesn't really make any sense to have fiberglass stairs out back there. So I don't include stairs in any of my homes, especially my modulars, because you don't know how far up they're gonna sit off the ground. If you have 2 feet of concrete, 4 feet of concrete, you don't really know what that's gonna entail. My double wides include everything that I just said for single wides, except they come with insulated skirting installed, which is called rapid wall. It's an R8 insulation value, comes with automatic vents, so you can have that white, tan, and gray, like I said before. So that's with every double wide. My modulars include delivery up to 75 miles, the basement stairs charge, so I build the basement stairs downstairs, full interior, exterior set, meaning like your siding, your drywall, your roof's lifted, your exterior's done on the front. Like if you have the Nova Stone, like on the LeGrand, all of that's taken care of for you. You still have to do heating. You still have to do water, sewer, your electrical, your utilities. Like I said, modulars do not come with a heating system. So we can meaning they don't come with a heating system standard. You can buy a heating system. So if you wanted to do forced hot air, meaning the grates in the floor and stuff like that, and a high efficiency furnace, you can get that in oil or propane. And then we can get an electric hot water heater or a propane hot water heater. So that is an option in my modulars. Or if you just wanted to do hot water baseboard, we can prep that and you can buy your own boiler system if you wanted something very specific, or an on-demand system. Unfortunately, I can't get an on-demand system at all, so I have a lot of customers that are prepping everything in the mod and getting on demand. So that's an option for you. In the singles and double wides, you can do most everything I've been doing lately is propane. I haven't been doing a lot of oil. It's really rare. Clayton doesn't do an oil furnace hardly at all. They only do propane, and everything's high efficiency. Clayton is also the only manufacturer that does a heat pump hot water heater as well. So I really like that, but I have customers that don't. It's totally up to you. Let's see. Can you get drywall? I did say that I do have single wides that can have drywall in it. They have to come from Ritz Craft. Drywall is an option that you can upgrade in the double wides. There are certain double wides you can't do it. So let's say you liked the Clayton, but you wanted like the snow cap, for example, which is a big 5-bedroom. You can't get that with drywall. So there's some like nationwide floor plans from Clayton that you can't get. Eagle River, yes, you can do drywall. I've done drywall. Next year, the 60J 1083, which is the one that's sitting right outside this side door right here with the dark exterior. I did reorder that. That is coming back with drywall. So we'll have that. My modulars come drywall standard. Everything is just prepped though, like primed from the factory. You cannot get anything like pre-painted or any of that. So all of that just comes primed. I'm gonna look at the comments really quick. Let's see. Okay. Make sure I don't miss anything. Did all that. Can you deliver more than 75 miles? Yes. Do I like to? No. And I've been asked to go to Fort Kent, Madawaska, Presque Isle, Holton, all over, down south, you know, like Southern Maine, Sanford, Buxton. I've done it. It is difficult because it takes a long time. And depending on the type of home that you have, if it requires, drywall, if it requires, yes, I see that, Ken, thank you. If it requires drywall, lifting a roof, like really, big process, then it is difficult to spend so much time up there. So there will be a delivery charge, and that is based on the type of home that you have. They're actually on my Facebook, Ken. I posted one, let's see here. Let me see if I can find it. I posted one, I think it should pop up because I just added some other stuff to it. And I have not done the double wide yet because I don't have any photos. So, I don't have that one yet. But I will post them today. Not today, this week I will post them. So you will have them. You can also send me a message and I can send you some information that I do have. I do not have photos of the double wide right now. So I will print this later, but I did receive it, Ken, thank you. Let's see what else. What appliances come with your home? So in the singles and double wides and modulars, you can get appliance packages. So Clayton, for example, is selling Samsung in all of their homes, and stainless steel is standard. Eagle River has Whirlpool, and Ritz Craft has Frigidaire, I think. I might be wrong. Normally it's between Whirlpool and Frigidaire is kind of what I'm seeing. There is a lot of different types of packages you can get. You can do gas or electric, smooth top, 5-burner gas. Fridge sizes range from your standard all the way up to like a 27 cubic foot with, side by side with a bottom freezer. You can get microwaves and pantries and islands above the range. There's wine coolers. There's farmhouse sinks you can get in your kitchen as well to kind of like match the stainless steel. So there are a lot of options for appliances. All of pretty much everything I sell has appliances in it because they have a 1-year warranty. So, I mean, if you're coming from somewhere that already has an appliance, like let's say you're selling a house or you're moving from a rental or something like that, unless you really, really like your appliances, the new stuff comes with warranty. So I have a lot of people that will sell what they have and use the new stuff. So totally up to you. Let's talk about warranties. So we have a service coordinator here. Her name is Lauren. You will probably meet her if you purchase from us somewhere on your site because she goes, I call them field trips. She goes on field trips a lot, and I'm kind of just like left here by myself with Bickle sometimes to just answer the phone and handle that kind of stuff. But she goes on all the fun field trips. So she visits your site. She does lot checks. She'll be there at time of set, meaning if like we're doing a mod set. She was with one of my delivery drivers, I think it was last week. So she actually got, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. She got to deliver a single wide and she sat in the hauler with him to see how it went. So that's, I have a full-time service coordinator. I do think it is odd if a dealership doesn't have that because it's a lot of work. It's a lot of double checking. So pretty much, I would say 90% of the homes that we order for customers and for like my displays, they come here first. Lauren actually crawls into the houses and tries to inspect every single room. Sometimes you can't, but she does inspect a lot of it. She then double checks the order to make sure things aren't forgotten. Like, this is very rare and this doesn't happen, but like if, let's say they install an electric stove and it should be a gas stove. So those things do happen. Like I said, it's a factory, there's people involved, there's human error, it happens. But she's pulling the order and actually going through the entire house with the order. So she makes a damage report. So let's say, common things are a broken corner post, or maybe there's a crack in the drywall above a door, maybe there's a chip of the countertop missing, or a scratch in the cabinet, or one of your pendant lights is like hanging really low. Those are all really common things. It has traveled hundreds of miles to get here in traffic and sometimes very crappy roads. So, I mean, it does happen. There's no such thing as a perfect house. And I'm just being honest with you. There's no such thing. It can be perfect to you because it's what you want, but it doesn't mean that it's perfect for everybody or the condition is perfect. So we do fix things when they get to your site and set. So once it's either blocked and leveled or set onto your foundation, the items that were found out on the damage report are already submitted to the factory, so they're aware of it. So let's say they have to order a corner post. You know, that corner post is already coming or will be coming up with another service tech, so those things are handled. There is, hi, what's going on here? I'm answering Q&As for Pineview. So if you have questions, you can post them underneath and I can answer all your questions while I'm talking. So there is a 1-year warranty that comes with the home. That does not cover cosmetic for the entire year. There is a one-time cosmetic process. So let's say like 8 months from now, your dishwasher stops working. Well, all of your appliances have their own warranties. Your furnace and water heater has its own warranty. So that there's all kinds of different warranties on that. There is a 1 year through the manufacturer. So Eagle River, Clayton, and Ritz Craft that I sell here will have a 1 year warranty with you. I also provide a 10-year structural warranty for you. So 8 years down the road, if there's a roof rafter or floor joist issue, you have a 10-year structural warranty that you can contact. They send an engineer out to look at the house, and I don't really know the process after that. I haven't had, knock on wood, haven't had a lot of customers use that. It does not cover like if you don't shovel your roof and there's shingle damage. It doesn't cover storm damage. So I'm not 100% sure what happens after the engineer goes out because I've never been involved in that part. But you do have a structural warranty for peace of mind, and it does stay with the house. So if you sell the house 5 years after living in it, you have that structural warranty travels with the home. It's registered to that serial number. So the new buyer would have that warranty as well. Let's see. I already touched upon used homes, service. The other question that I get asked a lot is about turnkeys. We do have turnkeys. We have sold a lot of turnkeys this year. We have developed sites in Unity, Heartland, Winslow, couple in Benton, Clinton, Fairfield. Yeah, I'm working on Burnham right now. I have 2 lots in Burnham right now that I'm working on. One will have a double wide and one will have a single wide. I also put houses in parks a lot. Like I have a house in Winslow in a 55 and older park that's for sale right now. And there's a couple other parks that I've worked with where I'll set up a house and sell it, obviously pending your approval as a tenant in that park, but there is that available. Other than that, I do look for land. We do purchase property here and there, develop it. I've been buying, honestly, like land with really crappy single wides on it and demoing it and starting brand new. I did that in Fairfield on Bray Ave. I'm doing that in Burnham currently. So we do turnkeys. They're completely random. I don't stick to one area. I don't stick to one type of home. I do not do modular turnkeys right now just because of the amount of work we have. We are set to sell 100 homes this year, so that would just be honestly too much for all of us to handle. I don't think I'd ever see my husband if I was doing that, because I think that he would be gone doing turnkey mods all the time. So it's just not something we're doing right now. We are going to start working on developing the park that we're building across the street next year. So that'll be a big thing that will be in 2025. That'll be really exciting. At least half the at least have the first phase done, which is 14 homes. So that'll be exciting too. Let's see. I think I kind of touched upon everything. Does anyone have any questions that's on right now that maybe I didn't answer, or you need clarification, or you want me to like explain it a little bit more? I kind of touched upon everything. Currently right now on my lot, I have the Ritz Craft LeGrand 1610. The 1610 means square footage, so it's around 1,600 square feet. I have the Banks house, which is the Modern Living Series house. That's also a modular. I have 2 single wides from Eagle River. I do have a hickory single wide here right now that's been popular. It has pine walls in it with hickory cabs. I do have a brand new single wide that I have not posted anywhere, but I will be posting it soon. Thanks, Shane, because it's sitting out here by the road now. It's been moved. I always have Claytons here, so I have Clayton Tide, Magellan, Mariner, Lewis, Sapphire, XL. I have a 4-bedroom single wide right now here. I also have the Clayton Moonstone, which used to be the old Mifflin. So if you've been following me for a while, it was the Isabella, then it was called the Mifflin, now it's called the Moonstone. And that one is going to be going to a site in Burnham for me, and I will be ordering a new Moonstone for 2025. I also have the Hey Jude here, which is a 5-bedroom full drywall double wide that's here. It is sold. I will not be reordering that. I'll be ordering the sister floor plan of it, which is the snow cap. It unfortunately is not drywall, but it has 3 bathrooms, so it's kind of different. But I can always order Hey Jude. What I have here does not mean that those are the only houses that I carry. Like I said earlier, I have hundreds of floor plans available, so there has to be something that you like, and most of the time when you draw something on a napkin, I've already have a floor plan in mind for that because it's already been done. So I can definitely help you with that. I will deliver to Southern Maine, Bianca. I don't have a problem with that at all. It just depends on the type of home that you are getting. I have a couple single wides that are going to be going down south. I did a couple double wides up north in the county. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Like if you're looking for a 4-bedroom modular, it really depends on how far out of the 75 miles you are looking to be. So that would be a question that you and I can talk about. That would be fine. Let's see what else. Does anyone else have any other questions? I kind of touched upon everything: site work, financing, trade-ins, our process here, warranties, used homes. I think that's it. You're welcome. I kind of have my 2025 vision for inventory already set up. So that will be starting to come in. And I appreciate everyone who follows and likes and comments everything on Facebook. I really like advertising on Facebook. I really like coming on here and doing virtual tours and videos and answering questions. And I hope that you guys really appreciate it because I like it. It's very easy for me to get on here. So yes. So if you find a lot in a park that you want, then yes, I can move a home into a mobile home park. There are parks I work with all over. Winslow, I've done some, even in Dayton, which is southern western Maine. Yes, so I can move that. I don't have a problem with any of the parks in the area. It depends on, some of the parks won't allow an outside dealership to move a home on there, especially if they're selling them. So Riverside and Augusta, for example, I think they had 25 vacancies at one point, and I think they filled them with houses because they were buying their own. I don't know if they'll allow an outside person, but I do have a lot of houses in there actually. Any rentals 1,000 and under. So if you're doing in-house financing with me and you're purchasing a home through me, the payment's going to be under 1,000. but I don't have any rentals that are under $1,000 because you rent the entire house. Yeah, Oakland is really tough, Ken. I don't know. The only park I know of in Oakland is High Street Park, and I do have a relationship with the owner, and I have 2 houses already in there, but I don't know if they have any openings. Skowhegan is good. I don't know if they have any openings, but I have houses in Green Acres and Skowhegan, and there's a couple of other parks that I have. No, dogs are really tough, Lily. I don't have any rentals right now in Skowhegan that will allow 2 dogs. Since I don't own the parks and the land that the home is on, I do not get to dictate what rules they have, and they do have rules about dogs. So I don't think I'm gonna have a rule about dogs across the street when I develop my park, but I'm not really sure. So unfortunately, I don't have any rentals in Skowhegan that'll allow dogs. Yeah, there's something we can definitely get on and figure out, Ken. That's not a problem at all. Let's see here. So like I said, I will be posting some of the used stuff. There is still time. I have people that will like transport and set used right now. And I have given out some information on the used stuff. I just don't have any pictures of that double wide yet. So I touched upon kind of everything in this video. It was just a live Q&A. So if you're rewatching this, you can still post under here and I will answer questions, but I appreciate everyone who hopped on. You're gonna have to be more specific, Kelly. I'm not sure what Benton Park you're talking about. There's a couple of them. If you're talking about Avrils, I do not put anything in Avrils Park, like already set up, unless you're purchasing it from me. They do not allow any rentals of mine in there. They don't allow any rentals from anyone, so you'd have to purchase something and set it up in there. Yes, that's a single wide, Ken, that I have here. It has a metal roof, and it's really nice from the outside. Oh, yeah, Lily, I can definitely help you with your first home. I don't know who your hairdresser is, but maybe she's mine. I don't know. I know a lot of people in the Central Maine area. I went to Winslow, so. Yeah, Ken, the house is here if you want to come look at it. It's across the street. It's the only metal roof house that I have here on my lot because I can't get metal roofs from any manufacturer right now, so you can definitely come and look at it, and I took pictures. It's pretty nice. It has hardwood cabinets in it, so yeah. Lily, there's a lot of different options for first-time home buyers. We do Maine State Housing. There's a lot of grants out there, first-time home buyer classes you can take where you can get money towards closing costs and everything. So we really can talk anytime. We're here Tuesday through Saturday if you want to come in and meet me. If not, you can come anytime to look at houses and wave at my camera. Thanks, Ken. Yeah. So I have a lot of houses here right now that are leaving. So everyone's going to think that we're closed or we went bankrupt or something like that. But it's just because I've sold everything off of the lot and I get new inventory. So everyone gets very panicky when there's nothing here. I also think it's really weird because normally I keep between 25 to 30 houses here on the lot at a time, which is a lot for a dealership. So again, I appreciate everyone who comes on and likes, comments, and shares anything of mine. I appreciate the interaction. I always like coming on here and talking to you guys, and I promise to get some more videos out there, some more reels, so you can look at some more tours, because the stuff I have on my lot is very interesting. So as we kind of slow down towards the end of the year, I'm gonna start getting more videos up there, because I'll be able to leave my desk. No, Lily, I don't put prices online because they do change often. So if you just want to send me a message here with your email address, I can get your stuff sent to you. So I'm going to head off now. I hope everyone has a great Sunday night. You can still comment here and I will go through and answer your questions. And if not, I'll be here in the office on Tuesday if you want to stop by and say hi. Thanks, guys. Have a great night.